We're speaking with Jeff Trandahl with the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. So Jeff, tell us what's happening to the Monarch Butterfly.
We were here today to talk about a partnership that we've recently announced with Monsanto Fish and Wildlife Service and 3 of our other federal partners to respond to the decline in the monarch. We've seen a 95% loss in monarchs over the last 20 years, which means the migration has gone from 1 billion butterflies to just under 60 million butterflies.
And why is the monarch important?
The monarch butterfly is this incredibly unique, epic creature in North America. It's the only insect that actually goes through a 3,000-mile migration. It does it through a multi-generational, so the first butterfly wakes up after hibernating in Mexico, flies to Texas, Oklahoma, there lays eggs, that next generation hatches and then flies up and scatters itself all throughout North America and Canada. It then goes through 3 more generations through the course of the summer, and then that last generation, the 4th or 5th, actually migrates all the way back to Mexico, where it lives for 9 months, breeds, hibernates, and then flies back to Texas and Oklahoma. It's a very unique pollinator, but the migration and the significance of that butterfly to North America, in the United States in particular, is why we're involved.
And what are the stressors on the monarch butterfly?
The number one stressor on the monarch butterfly is habitat loss. And that's due to technology increases, greater demand in agricultural production on acreage, and loss of acres to development overall.
And what about herbicides and pesticides?
Herbicides and pesticides really aren't the driving factor in terms of the decline of the monarch. However, I would say that smart chemical use is obviously important. It's really loss of the milkweed stock in habitat, and it's that loss of habitat.
And what is the foundation doing to alleviate the problem?
So we just released an RFP 4 weeks ago.
RFP?
A request for proposals. So we've generated a $4 million fund in which we'll try to do work on the ground. There's 3 particular strategies contained within this fund that we're going to put on the ground. One is building up capacity of organizations, states, and federal agencies in order to actually do work on the ground. Actual work in terms of enhancing habitat and restoring milkweed to those habitats. And thirdly, building up the milkweed stock itself. We have a seed demand that's going to far exceed the existing seed stocks.
And are there any shovel-ready proposals that have come in?
So we just put out that proposal asking the community itself what is available in the pipeline. Normally we'll have about a 6-month ramp up in order to sort of prepare our community, because this is viewed as a very significant situation. I don't want to call it a crisis, but it's very time sensitive in order to get things done as quick as this fall. So we ran through about a 6-week process, but in doing that we got 115 requests against the proposal, totaling about $19 million in requests on the $4 million fund. So it's almost 5 to 1. So clearly there are plenty of shovel-ready projects across the country ready to go.
And when will you make a decision on those?
We have a board meeting the middle of August, so we're going to attempt to get some of those proposals cleared by that point, and then hope to have the rest cleared by the end of August, and then through our contracting and actually have money on the ground by the end of September.
And you had a suggestion for home gardeners.
Absolutely. So it is not only about large pieces of habitat, but it's also about backyards, and it's about pollinator gardens. So urban environments are just as important to us as rural environments are. So I would encourage people to really look at what a pollinator garden is, get milkweed, get butterfly bushes and other pollinator specific. You know, the monarch is an incredibly important insect, but so are the other hundreds and hundreds of insect species that are important commercially, but also to the environment and relative to pollination.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.